lives of Turkish students in America? This was the guiding question that engaged me in this research. In addition to daily concerns, goals, and different problems faced by the whole student community, regardless of their cultural origins, students that came from Turkey were also subject to a diverse array of issues due to their traditional and national heritage. And being a Turkish student myself, I also had experience from first hand in that area. And this sense of being different rendered the collection of their beliefs, attitudes, and experiences an interesting subject to examine. And on the other hand, more importantly, appropriately justifying the importance of this topic and directing my focus on the Turkish students was less of a challenge than reaching a decisive conclusion on the ideal methods to employ in an issue like this. After all, psychology teaches us the vitality of scientific method, and conclusions in the field of psychology usually have external validity as long as they reside on very strong quantitative data. And the value and credibility of the results depend on embracing carefully constructed experiments and analysis of this data. Initially, I was uncertain how these requirements could be integrated into my topic of interest. So I started to seek the ideal discipline under the framework of psychology to categorize this topic of research. Social psychology, cultural psychology, developmental psychology, personality psychology, all seemed relevant in this regard, and using any of these aforementioned principles, it would be possible to convert this scope in a manner that would produce good arguments and conclusions. However, the strategy of seeking one category posed another important substantial threat over this kind of research, because my subjects would be a limited number of students with potentially non-generalizable traits, and my objectives were defined more by investigating and explaining the lives of interior lives of the students, instead of comparing them to some external groups or coming to definitive conclusions that could be somehow valid for the population from which they were drawn. And most importantly, I wanted to examine individual cases not as units of a general statistic, but in a way that could explore the inconsistencies, non-generalizable traits, and even irrational characteristics that are associated with each individuality. And that's how I came across psychobiography.